Hey guys, Such Sports here back with another video, and this time we're doing our week one predictions for the 2025 NFL season. So we're going to be predicting every game. The Eagles game already passed, so I already predicted the Eagles would win. I'll give my score predictions as well, but I predicted they would win by 7 points, 31-24, and they ended up winning by four. So I got that right, but I'm going to be predicting each game of the season, going down, breaking down why this team would win, the matchups or any upcoming news. So we're going to quickly get into this since I know the Chiefs game starts in 1 hour. So I had the Eagles game right, but Chiefs Chargers tonight going to be really interesting with the Marion Hampton's NFL debut. We're going to see a lot of Josh Simmons versus Khalil Mack. That'll be an interesting matchup to monitor. I'm going to have the Chiefs winning this game by a score of 23-20. I know the spread is pretty close. If I had to guess, it'd be around 2.5, 3.5. I think last time I checked. But I had the Chiefs winning this one in a close one. I think Hampton gets going with like 10, 11 carries, maybe a couple receptions. I think Kelsey is going to have a big night. He'll be the go-to guy on third down, and I would bet on him if you're betting tonight. I would take Kelsey over on receiving yards and receptions as well. I think he'll have a good night. Pacheco and Worthy will get some work into. I'm interested to see how Kareem Hunt and Pacheco are used. I think Pacheco's gonna get a lot more work this year, so I'm gonna have the Chiefs winning in a close one. I think it's gonna be a weird, low-scoring game. The field should be fine. We'll see about Brazil. Last year was horrible for the Packers Eagles game, but that they get a good game. So we'll see if this one's good. One of the best games of the week between Herbert and Mahomes. So we're gonna get a good game. A lot of running the football. We'll see how the split between Najee and Marion goes, but I'm gonna go Chiefs 20-20. Bucks Falcons. I'm gonna go Bucks here, despite the loss of Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin. They do have Emeka Egbuka making his debut, and with the loss of Liam Cohen, things could look different for the Bucks for sure. But I think their offense will be clicking on all cylinders in the first game of the season. And as for the Falcons, it's more of the same with Michael Penix, Drake London, Bijan Robinson towards the end of last year. I think the Falcons offense will have success on Sunday. I just think the Bucks are going to be a little bit better on the offensive side of the ball, and I'll say the Bucks win 30-27. Expect Josh Grisser to mix up some things. I think Bucky will have a good game. Like Book is going to show up, I think, in this game. Same with Drake London, Bijan. I think they're going to get theirs, and it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to say 30-27 Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, Cleveland has some upset potential, but I do think the Bengals pull this one out. The Bengals did play their starters in preseason, and I think Joe Burrow's gonna show up in Week 1 for the first time in probably what's been a couple of years since Burrow showed up in Week 1. And I think this is where they get going early on in the season. Their defense is going to be terrible this year, but I think the Bengals can put up points and outpace the Browns. Joe Flacco's going to put up some points too, but I think the Bengals are going to win this one. I'm going to say 27-17. I'm going to have the Bengals winning. But this should be a relatively fun game with a lot of points. I know 27-17 doesn't seem like a high scoring game, but I think the Browns can put up some points despite having one of the most poor rosters in the league. Expect Njoku to have a good game, I think, in this one. Miami, Indianapolis, we're going to see the debut of Tyler Warren and the debut of Colts Daniel Jones. So that'll be interesting to see, as well as if JT can get going again for the season. I think JT will have a good year this year, especially now that Richardson is off the bench. Miami is all go with Tyreek, Waddle, and Achane, while Waller's out. So that could be something to monitor. I think the Dolphins will win this one in the close one, 24-20. I think both these teams are very mid, but I think for this first game, the Dolphins offense will show up between Tyreek, Waddle, Achane. But I have the Dolphins winning about 24-20. I can see a very close one. I think the Dolphins pull away here. I can see Tyler Warren having a solid game. Daniel Jones playing very mid, but I think this will be an okay game. Raiders, Patriots. I have the Raiders winning this one. Christian Gonzalez is ruled out. Will Campbell's questionable. It's the first game of Mike Vrabel and the first game of a brand new offensive line. So I don't trust the Patriots in this game. It could be close, but without Gonzalez, I'm leaning Raiders. If the Pats had Gonzalez, then I would probably take them. But with Gino being the quarterback he is, I think the Raiders can win this game. I think Gino's a little bit underrated, according to consensus. I'm going to also say 23-20 for this game. I think this game's going to be a little bit low scoring. Genty and Myers are going to get going now that Bowers is going to be double covered by the Pats. I don't think it'll be a great game for the Pats defense secondary in general, and they can't defend the run that well against Genty, I don't think. So I think the Raiders are going to win. I can honestly see them winning by 6 or 7 points, but I'm going to say a 3 point game for the Raiders here. So Arizona versus New Orleans. I'm going to have the Cardinals winning this one 27-13. I think with Spencer Rattler starting, it's not going to look pretty for the Saints offense. And their defense is okay. The linebackers are a strength for sure, but the rest of the defense is very questionable. Chase Young and Trevor Penning are both out. It's going to be a rough day for the Saints. And then the Cardinals defense really shows up here. And the Cardinals are a sleeper team to watch for the playoffs. I think Arizona wins this one comfortably, 27-13. Pittsburgh, New York, Jets. We have Rodgers starting for the first time in Pittsburgh, and I think the Steelers will be fine this year. They're going to make the playoffs, I think. Their defense is going to look great. Justin Fields is going to struggle in this first game as a Jet, I think. Pittsburgh, I'm going to go 23-13. I think Rodgers does enough to win this game. The run game does enough, and the defense forces at least 2 turnovers and Fields struggles. I think the Jets are going the right direction with the regime with Aaron Glenn as the head coach, but they need a lot of time to rebuild this thing with not many receiving options outside of Garrett Wilson. I think he will get fed the ball, but we'll see if that works out with Ramsey guarding him. Commanders Giants, a game I'm really interested in because we get Russell Wilson versus Jaden Daniels. And the Giants D line is probably the best in the league, if not top two, with Abdul Carter being added into the mix. So Brian Burns, Dex Lawrence, plus Abdul Carter. This is going to be a team that can force a lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks. I think the Commanders are going to struggle a little bit on offense, but they're going to win this one 27-20. I think Russ is going to be neutralized a little bit. Neighbors will have a good game. I think Tracy's going to be neutralized on the road, but the Giants defense will keep him in it for the most part. I just think the Commanders are going to pull away a little bit. They'll get the last game-winning touchdown, I think, under like 3-4 minutes left, and they'll stop Russell Wilson. But this game could be pretty close here. I would probably take Giants spread, like +8. I don't know what the line is, but if it's like a touchdown spread, I would take the Giants probably. I wouldn't bet it confidently, but I would take the Commanders to win this game, 27-20. Jaguars Panthers are our next game. We have the debut of Ted McMillan, the debut of Travis Hunter, and the debut of Liam Cohen as head coach of the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars offense is going to be great here. I think this could be one of the shootout games where I don't think the Panthers or Jaguars defense is going to be great. I'm going to have the Jaguars winning this 34-27. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to dominate this game, and same with Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. The run game is going to be very questionable since they got to figure out the split between ETN, Bigsby, and Tootin. But I do think Thomas is going to have a big game. Brian Thomas, that is. And I think Ted's going to have a really good debut. Chuba Hubbard could have a great game as well. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. Bryce Young will probably show up. Denver, Tennessee. Look, it's Cam Ward's first start. I don't expect him to do much against probably the best defense in the league. I'm going to call it now. This is the best defense in the league in the Broncos. With they added Hufanga, they added Dre Greenlaw. They just extended Nick Benito. This is going to be a great defense, and Cam Ward's going to struggle. I'm going to be honest. I think that the Broncos are going to win this one 27 to, I'll say, 10. I don't think I'll give them more than 10 points. I'll say 27-13. Denver wins this one, I think, very comfortably. They cover the spread here. Bo Nix is going to look great in this game. But the Titans defense did look good last year, so we'll see how much the scoring the Broncos do get. But I think Denver wins comfortably. I think it could be even like 30-13 realistically. But I'm going to predict 27-13 for now. If I do change it, I do change it. But I think Denver wins by 2 scores at least, if not 3. Just because Cam Ward's first game, he'll show a great sign. I think Tennessee could win 5 games here this year, 5-6 games, and he can look really good. It's just this is the first game of Cam Ward's career. I think it's going to be a little bit tough for him to beat Denver's defense. San Francisco, Seattle. McCaffrey is questionable and he didn't practice today, but I do believe he'll play on Sunday. As he did say, he'll play. So this is going to be a close game, I think, with Darnold's first game as a starter for the Seahawks, and the Niners kind of gelling back together with kind of no receivers outside of Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings, but it's not a great receiving core. I don't think the Niners are going to be a world beater this year, but I think they're going to get in the playoffs because their schedule's so easy. But I don't think they're going to be a world beater. I think they're going to win this game very close, 24-20. I'm going to say they're on the road. It's not going to be an easy one. McCaffrey's going to have a good game. If McCaffrey's fully healthy, he's full go. Yeah, they'll win this game by a touchdown. But I'm going to hedge that and say the Niners win by 4, 24-20. I think Darnold has a solid game. I don't like the addition of Cooper Kupp, paying him that much money, where he's kind of redundant of JSN. So I'm going to say the Seahawks put up points, but they don't really do a great job there. I think Walker and Charbonnet can have a good game, though, with the new scheme on offense. Green Bay, Detroit. I'm going to go to Green Bay here. Micah Parsons' addition is huge. I don't know if he's going to play all the snaps, but he'll be super efficient in this game, I think. It's Detroit's first game with new coordinators. It's going to be a very tight game. I'm going to say right now it's going to be a 3-point game, 2-point game, 4-point game, something like that. I'm going to say Green Bay wins 27-24 off a game-winning field goal or something like that. I think Jacobs has a big day on the ground. But I think the Packers win this one by 3. We have Rams-Texans next game for the 4 p.m. slate. I think the Rams D-line is going to dominate this game, but I do think Nico's going to have a big game as well. Nico Collins on the other end. So I could see some points here. Maybe defensive touchdown from the Rams. But I do see the Rams winning this one. Stafford is healthy and playing. Devontae's first game as a Ram. We got Jaden Higgins is the receiver too, since I think Kirk is out. So that's something to monitor with the rookie starting receiver too. And then the Texans running back situation is Nick Chubb and Woody Marks and Dameon Pierce. That's something to monitor as well. I think the Rams get this done. I'm going to say 24-17. I think the Texans put up points, but it's going to be tough. I think Nico's going to have a great game, but outside of that, it's going to be hard for the running backs to get going with the Rams D line being so good. I think the receivers have a big day for Houston, but I don't think they get it done. I think Stafford gets it done with Puka and Devontae back there. I think Kyron scores probably rushing touchdown. The Texans defense is really good. So I do have the Rams under like 26 points. So I'll take the Rams in a close one. Ravens Bills, the game of the week. I'm gonna go the Ravens here in a close one. Um, I could see a shootout here, but I'm not gonna predict that with Jair Alexander being added into the mix and he's healthy and playing. I'm gonna say the Ravens win this one. It's tough to predict the score. So I don't know too much like about how these teams will look immediately. I mean, we have a good idea of how Lamar and Josh Allen are going to play, but for the rest of the team, the Bills not having a consistent receiving group, I think it's gonna be tough for the Bills to score as much as they'd like to. Same with the Ravens. I think the Ravens not having likely is gonna kind of restrict them from being more of a spread style offense. They're gonna kind of be restricted. So I think this is gonna be a lower scoring Ravens Bills type game. I think it'll be similar to the divisional round where there are points, but it's not coming easy. I think the Ravens win this one 27-24. I do have the prediction for another game too. I'm just gonna predict both. Ravens by 3. I think this is gonna be a close game. Buffalo's going to come to play. Josh Allen's going to be great, and there's a lot of stakes to this game, potentially for the home field advantage in the playoffs, but it's only week 1. But I have the Ravens winning this one on the road. I think their defense, they're built for a Super Bowl run this year. I think this is their year, and the Ravens win this one by 3. And for our last game, we have Bears Vikings, the debut of JJ McCarthy. That's going to be exciting to watch. He's going to be on the road in prime time. I think the Bears actually upset this one and win this game, despite being against Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell and that great coaching staff. I think the Bears get it done. It's gonna be a very tight game. I could easily see the Vikings win. I might switch my pick on Saturday or Sunday, but I'll have my week 2 picks and I'll let you guys know if I do switch my pick in a future video. But I do have the Bears winning for now. This is gonna be a very tight defensive game, I think. I think the Bears put up points here, but it's gonna be under 45 total, I think, the score. I'm gonna go Bears 24-21. I think it's gonna be a very tight game. McCarthy will have his ups and downs in this game, I think. It's hard to predict what he will do, but I think it was ups and downs. Just because it's on the road in prime time, loud crowd, NFC North matchup. I think McCarthy will show up, but hard to say how well he does in his first career game. So I'm going to take the Bears. Caleb Williams, I think, will show up with the new additions of Joe Thuney and Drew Dalman. Their offensive lines will look great this year. I think Caleb will be great in fantasy. And I think I'll take his I wouldn't bet on this game at all, I don't think. But I would take the Bears in a close one here. And in total points, I'm going to go, I said 24-21, so 45 total points. But those are my predictions. In the 50-50 games, I do have Ravens, Bills being a hard game to predict. Lions, Packers, a hard game to predict. And same with the Chiefs and the Chargers, I find to be a little bit harder game to predict, but I do like the Chiefs in that one. It's gonna be a great day, great weekend of football. We'll be back at you guys with the next video of my actual season predictions. We'll have that out soon. But for now, these are my week 1 picks, and we'll integrate these into the actual season predictions so they're accurate with my actual predictions. But thank you guys so much for watching this predictions video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.